So we've got the tail end of Storm Agnes starting to hit us here in the southwest of Scotland. It's not all that strong yet, but it's fairly stormy. And what am I doing out in it? Well, I have my Valkyrie in my backpack, Lassie, my DJI Mini 2, and we're going to go out and have a little fly around in Storm Agnes just to see if Lassie will remain recoverable in the air and she won't get blown away to Timbuktu or Timbuk3. So the wind's due to pick up, I suppose it said, round about, the worst of it will be about between 10 o'clock tonight and about 2, 3 in the morning, I think it is, that it's going to be really bad. But I can't come out when it's really bad because it'll be dark and you won't be able to see anything. But it's really windy just now, and the rain's coming down too. So at least these are conditions that you wouldn't normally go and fly a drone. And the only reason that I'm doing it is to show you just how resilient these wee DJI Mini drones actually are. I've had Lassie out, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know she's been out in storms before. She's been out in wild rain and winds. She's been out in the snow and the hail, and she's flown and never let me down. Always returned to home, even when I abandoned her and I went to my home. She returned to her home and waited overnight for me to come and get her. So I'm taking her to an area down here that I know, even if she does get blown away, which I don't believe she will, it won't be too difficult to recover her. Now, I also have one of my Flytron crease strobes attached to her rear end, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So if she does get a flyaway, I'll use Find My Drone to find her, and I will be aided by the strobe light as I get closer to her. I'll be able to see the strobe flashing. Right, but we won't go too much further than this, and I'll set up here and put her up in the air. So I've set up my K&F concept tripod very, very wide so that it'll be absolutely stable in this strong, strong wind. And if we lock it onto the tripod just here, and I'll be sending Lassie out in that wind right there. So let's get Lassie out here and just check that we're recording fine. Yeah, it looks good. Right, so let's get Lassie out. Get her wee jacket off. Get her hat off. Spread her legs. Hoi, that's enough of that. Turn her on. Spread her legs, turn her on. What's going on? Now, Lassie is due an update. I know there's an update available for her, but I'm not going to update her because I don't need to. She does everything I need. What I am going to do though is I'm going to turn on this wee Flytron crease strobe that I have here. And that will help me if she does get a severe blowaway. I better put this under the tripod, make sure it's a wee bit safer there. Okay, so if she does get a flyaway, like I said, it'll be easier to get her. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the screen recording. That's the screen recording on in 3, 2, 1. Now, there we go. Screen recording's on. Let's get the DJI Fly up. And I think we'll go for that one there. Oh, right, no longer available. Right, we'll just go for that one then. Okay, need to check that one out. Right, so there she is. 4K 30, 36 minutes of storage. Start recording. Get her up in the air. The wind's blowing that way, so I'll face that way.
Take off.
And there she goes.
Home
right,
point
so
updated.
let me bring her back here. And I'll just do a wee one of those checks things, right? One of those. And 1, 2, 3. That should sync everything up. In fact, if I move her back a bit, whoa! You can see she's getting blown about there. And if I go for that again later, 1, 2, 3, that'll sync everything up. So there you go. She is getting blown about in that storm. Hope you can see her there. There's a bit better. Right. So not touching the controls at all. She's getting blown about, but her gimbal is solid and steady, even though she's getting blown about quite dramatically. Alright, so I am going to send her out now in this rain and wind into over that field over there. Right, Lassie, off you go. Let's make sure you can get back. So you'll be able to see her. I don't know if you can see her. Strobe flashing away there. It's quite clear and bright to me. You might be able to see it, I don't know. Right, oh. Right, so if I'm trying to fly her straight into the wind. Wait till I bring her back and show you what I mean. Right, so if I try to fly her, the wind's blowing this way. So I've got her in, I'll put her in sunny mode. And flying her forward in sunny mode, there we go. Fully forward, she is managing to go, look at that! Even at these incredible winds. Bring her back. Where are you going? Back this way. I know you're excited and you want to go flying all over the place, but you need to come back for a minute. Right, sticking her into normal mode. There's normal mode. I'll wait for the wind to pick up just a wee bit, although it is flaming strong. Right, there you go, she's battling it, but no bother at all. And of course I could put her into sport mode and she would blast that, but the battery will run down. So like, what I'll do is I'll just give her a flight into the wind, and if you look at the speed on the screen recording, oh, she's getting right fully forward, and she's just hardly managing to move. Better bring her up a wee bit. Right, and the higher up, obviously the stronger the winds. Right. Now if I just let go, she'll blow all the way back to me. Ah, she's holding fairly steady there. We'll just bring her back. Right, Lassie, down you come. And you can see she is getting blown, she's not wanting to come down.
Landing.
Tap to cancel landing, we'll just cancel that landing. I don't know why she wanted to land. Because she's not scared. Right, there we go. Okay, so that was her flying into the wind there. So she is holding nice and steady. I suppose I could fly her sideways. It doesn't make any difference to Lassie whether she's going sideways or backwards or forwards. Just check and make sure we can still see her, or at least you can still see her. Where is she? The screen's covered in rain. Oh, there she is there. Screen's covered in rain, so it's quite hard to see her. Right, so there we go. That's her flying into the wind. Okay, that's her flying with the wind. So she's fine. Okay, Now you might think, oh, our motors are getting absolutely soaked and drenched there. That's okay. The motors have got a protective layer on them that protect for the water. So it's nothing to worry about. The motors, you don't have to worry about the motors. What you do have to worry about though is the circuitry, because our circuitry can get wet because there are vents there that allow the rain in. So I would not advise flying for too long in weather like this, because the water will eventually get into the circuitry, and you don't want that to happen, right? So the whole purpose behind this test is to show you that if you're out flying and a storm comes in or some rain comes in, don't panic, Mr. Mannering. She'll be okay for you to get her back home, okay? She will make it home. And what I'll be doing is, once I've finished this, and I'm nearly finished now, I'll be taking her home and drying her out. All I'll be doing is sitting her on top of a radiator on top of a towel for a wee while until she's completely dried out. I've done that before and it worked a treat. Okay, it's starting to come down really heavy now. We're going to get back in. Hope you enjoyed this and it helped you a little bit to understand that these drones are fantastic and you don't have to worry if a storm comes in when you're in the middle of doing a flight. Okay, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one.
Landing.
All right, Lassie, let's go.